here. Welcome everyone. Welcome to the midday stream here for Set Corsa Evo, or Evo, as some people call it. Of course, my name is Second VR, and I will be your Star Citizen. I was gonna say Star Citizen. Sorry about that, folks. I will be your Set Corsa playtester for today, and today we're going over version. We're still in the same version 0.2.2 of the early access build. Took the liberty of adding some cameras, so let me go ahead and switch the view here. As you guys can see, you guys get a little pedal cam today, as well as the wheel here. Of course, guys, I always stress if you guys have any questions, anything that you guys want to know about the stream, please do let me know. I'll go ahead and answer that for you guys. In the meantime, I have adjusted some settings, and I just want to go over those, just to kind of make some tweaks to those ones to see how best they, work with the game. As always, emphasize on more, seeing the game for yourself rather than just explaining my way through how the game works or how it's currently playing. So I'll just go ahead and get started with it. Let's go ahead and go into settings here. Of course, we're playing at 4K. As you guys can see, 3840 by 2160. I capped off the FPS to about 90 today, just to help with performance a little bit here. Give me a second, let me switch back from studio mode here. There we go. Alright. And for graphics settings today, we're going with the FRS3. Ultra quality. We're going to start from ultra quality. Obviously there would be some issues, but we'll dial it back as we go along here. And let's see, yeah, everything else is just about medium to high. There we go. I believe one more thing that I wanted to switch would be this one. Alright, let's keep it at default for now, just to have it stay where it is. There we go. Alright, so let's go ahead and try just a regular drive, see how this fares. Let me see if I can get some numbers for you guys as well. And yep, there we go. Alright, so if you're looking for FPS or how GPU usage, anything of that sort, it's in the top right corner. We'll go ahead and give it a little shake here. And where are we going? Road America today. So wish me luck. I believe this is a full race. Couple of laps. So we'll get our hands wet here and see. Our feet, whichever one you guys prefer. There we go. Yeah, and we'll see how this fares. So let's go ahead and jump into it. Alright, there you have it. The game. That was the first crash of the game, guys. So, first crash of the game. Man, that was getting good too. I'm gonna boot it back up here, make a few changes, and give it another go. Yeah, I'll probably do that race again, but I'll probably do it at a shorter, maybe a shorter lapse, maybe lower the lapse a little bit. Man, that got really intense. I was really hoping for a win out, coming out with first there. That was a good battle. That's what makes this game good. A few optimizations, and then should be good by the time it's ready to launch here. Alright, looks like we are just about ready. I'm gonna go ahead and grab a few drinks here. Just that battle kind of wore me down a little bit. But yeah, I'm gonna sip some coffee here and get ready, but we'll go ahead and get back into it here and jump right back into the game here. So yeah, let's go back for another round here, but I'll make a few, like I said, I'll make a few changes to the settings here just to dial it back a little bit, or maybe try some DLSS or a different version of FSR 3. Let's make some changes here, guys. A few tweaks before we actually go ahead and jump back in here. Let me see if I could fix a few things that might help the game run a little better. Okay, so I'm gonna dial this back a little bit quality. We'll also keep track of the FPS and GPU usage and all that at the top. That way, as always, I always do go back at the end of the stream just to watch the numbers and the various settings that I did test it on, just to see which one works better. So far, this is the best one that I've been able to assemble. That's why it was kind of running so well for so long at that quality. So I'll go ahead and make a few tweaks here just to see what else I could change. Hang on. Yeah, I'm gonna leave that. What else I could change just to make it run a little bit better. So let's try this one, and like I said, I was gonna switch this one out. Let's try natural this time. Yeah, let's try natural, and we'll keep an eye on the readings and everything else. I'm not going to change the race or the venue or the time or anything like that. I'm just going to switch the amount of laps. Can we break that down to, you know what, let's go 3 laps. Yeah, make this a 3-lap race, and I'll keep the car, and well, yeah, I'll keep the car and everything the same. And yeah, we'll go ahead and jump back into it and test this one out. Keep an eye on the numbers, and as always, if you guys have questions, you know, if you want to see a specific track, especially one of the newer ones that were just added into the game, do go ahead and let me know in the comments, and I'll do my best to set that up for you guys so that you can see it for yourself. that one seemed to be working a bit shaky. I was getting tremendously lower, about 5-6% lower frame rates than usual. Let me boot back up here, and I'll go ahead and readjust these settings for you guys here. I believe we are back. Let me switch back over here. Yeah. Alright, let's go ahead and adjust some of these settings just to see if we get better frame rates here than we just did. So the first time we tried, it was running about 59, 60 frames, and it was okay, and plus it ran for a lot longer time. But then again, the second time after the adjustments, seemed to be running a bit shaky here. So still on FRS. The only thing that we adjusted was I should probably change this from global back to high. Yeah, just dial this back. Alright, well, that's fine. Let me try this solid with the DLSS. Let's see. Yeah. Let's try it on ultra quality. Let's see how the frame rates differ from this other one. As always, I'll just run this, and then if it does crash, we'll try another one. Make a few changes here before we do. Let's set it to 540. Sounds about right. Right before I send up. Yeah. Alright, so I am going to change the venue for this one. Let's do the bench hash, and yeah. Alright, let's try this one and see how it fares, and if it does crash, we'll come back with the newer settings and try another one. Yeah, thank you guys again for joining the stream. If you like the stream, please do leave a like, guys. It really does help the channel. As always, stream is open to suggestions. If you guys have questions, or if you guys want to try a specific setting, do let me know. I'm more than willing to test it out for you guys. And with that being said, let's go ahead and jump back into this current one and see what we can do. Oh man. Alright guys, looks like we just had another crash here. Whoa. My system seems to have just done something strange here. There we go. Alright, seems like we just had another terrible crash here. It's just weird. Hopefully the newer settings kicks in after yeah, I was expecting it to crash over there after the newer settings, but the way my OBS acted was kind of weird. Now expecting the newer settings to kick in, so let's go ahead and jump back into this newer one. Should be loading up here in a little bit. It's weird, you can't even get a couple of good laps. Usually you get a couple of good laps, but you can't even get one good race today. These settings are a bit drastic here. Alright, we're back. Let me go ahead and switch back over. There we go. And definitely going to make a few changes here before we jump back in. So let me switch back over to my previous settings that I was using here. Okay, Okay, give me a second here, guys. Oh, need to crash again. Alright, let me go ahead and adjust this before throwing the back on stream here. I think there's something going on with it. But give me a second here, let me make a few changes and then I'll be right back, guys. Alright, let's make some tweaks here and see if this works. Alright, back here, guys. I'm back. So I'm gonna go ahead and switch over. There we go. Alright, so I made a few changes here. We're still capped at 90 FPS. I'm going to apply this. And let's go ahead and go over the changes. So I'm still using, from the last test, I'm still using the FSR3. Brought it back down to balance. Well, ultra quality from native, and we set it to 2x, the multi-sampling. Don't believe these ones are options we have access to since we don't have the DLSS enable. Texture is at high. Just trying to keep these all to manageable settings to see if this gives us a better outcome than the last one. I was also wondering if the post-processing might have something to do with it as well, so I'll go ahead and switch over back to natural throughout this whole settings and see if that's one of the things that are changing it. For now, let's go ahead and apply this, and we'll take this out to the track, get ourselves another test here, and see how much or how best it fares here. As always, guys, don't forget to hit the like button. We will be doing this test all of today, maybe till about 6 p.m. Tonight. So just trying to optimize and get more better settings for this game here. So let's jump back into it, and yeah, hopefully this time it doesn't crash. So wish me luck, guys. Another crash, guys. This is becoming too often. Yeah, I'm looking at my systems here and just something's up with the game itself, guys. Yeah. Look at that. My system's currently running. It's not even running that high. Let me try a few more different settings and see if we could get something better out of this game. I'm trying to change the DLSS presets in the back as well. Let's try preset K. See if that helps here. Turn the global default off, and let's try running this again and see. We'll keep trying here and see how well we come up with a more optimized setting for running this game at 4K. So stick with us. I'm gonna go grab another pot of coffee. Well, someone's already making some for me downstairs. I'm gonna go grab it right now, and I'll be right back, guys. In the meantime, we are getting ready for another round to go for another round here. So stick with the channel, guys. We'll be right back here. Alright, so before I went downstairs, as I was mentioning, let me turn this down here so you guys can hear me a little bit better. As I was mentioning, I didn't make changes within the game settings. I made changes outside. These new changes were made with the new NVIDIA app, just to switch the preset, the DLSS preset. And I'll go ahead and switch over to the DLSS settings right now. But for right now, I'm just trying to get a base coverage of what it is, what it's going to run like before I apply the turn it into the DLSS. Right now it's running at FSR, I believe. Let's check. Alright, so graphics. So we're getting better frame rates. Oh no, never mind. It's on DLSS. I should have switched this to FSR. But anyway, this is DLSS then. DLSS preset K on high settings, and it's not on custom, it's on high. Everything is the preset game high settings. So let's see how that works. And oh, it didn't. All right, another crash here. That's interesting. It seems to be coming from my game here itself. Give me a second here, guys. I might have to adjust the monitor here. I might make a few tweaks for it. There we go. Alright, so I might adjust my visual settings a little bit. There we go. Alright, I'm gonna try this again, same settings. Hopefully we get better results with this one. So let's see. Alright, here we go. It's booting up. Here we go. So made a few monitor adjustments here. So let's see if that changes anything. It's still DLSS at preset K. Hopefully this version works a little bit better. But fingers crossed, guys. Fingers crossed. Let's see what we could do here. We're getting one of the highest settings that we've had for all sessions, even for the regular menu. The problem just starts when the game starts running, and that's when all hell breaks loose. But hopefully, nope, it didn't even start the game. Okay. Let's start this up again one more time. Yeah, I'm gonna keep trying here just to see how best we could get this up and running. Get a few more laps in, a few more sessions. So stick around, and we'll see what we could do to adjust this and make it run a little better.